First time posting even though I'm a grizzled old Reddit veteran of Checks Watch 7 Hours. Back in '89 Ray Nadeau was sworn in as Canada's new Governor-General, Canadian envoy to the Crown. This was a big deal for me because I was best friends with his son, so my mom and I got invited to the inaugural gala in Ottawa. We were flown in a Gulfstream. I'd never even been on a plane before, and would be staying at Rideau Hall, the GovG's official residence. To properly document this August event, I borrowed my uncle's very expensive, very impressive-looking camera and lenses and also got a new, used, suit. I felt pretty damn important for a shy grade 10 kid. Anyway, I was waiting in line with the rest of the plebs to be ushered in to stand at back in the House of Commons when I was approached by two RCMP officers who asked me to step out of the line. Of course my immediate thought was, oh shit. What did I do? They informed me that I was in the wrong line and to please go with them. Confused, I looked around and then down at myself and saw the expensive camera dangling from my neck, partially obscuring the lanyard that allowed me onto the grounds. Holy crap, they thought I was press. I always looked older than my actual age back then. I glanced over to my mom and she silently mouthed go, and so off I go to the press gallery. The RCs plopped me into the cluster of photographers from the national press and suddenly I'm sharing the same bird's eye view as Sandy Ronaldo and Peter Mansbridge, the Barbara Walters and Tom Brokaw of Canada. I snapped away happily and hobnobbed with the members of the Fifth Estate for a bit and head for the stairs to go find my mom. Once again I'm stopped by the RCs. Welp, the jig is up, thought I. Sir, the press conferences are through the other exit behind you. What the what? Once again I am led into another room I have no business being in, and in the span of 20 minutes I've met Trudeau, Mulroney, Chrétien, Bouchard, Turner, Clark and a pack of others. These names might not mean much to non-Canadians, but trust me, these were some of the biggest, haunchiest honkos in Canadian politics for 3 decades. The only ones who knew I didn't belong were Ray himself and Roy Romano, my province's future premier. They just did a double take and thought the whole thing was hilarious. Never ratted me out. Classy guys. So there you go. 3 PMs, 1 former, 1 current and 1 future. All because I didn't own my own camera. Some years ago, one cold winter's night in Warwickshire, England, a group of us had gone out for a pub crawl. During the process of leaving one pub, a number of our group had diverted to use the bathroom, leaving just me and Dave to stand outside in front of the pub briefly. It was cold, and we were both wearing long black coats. A police car pulled up with the driver's window down, 2 cops inside. Police officer, female, mid-20s, everything alright? How's it looking in there? Dave and I were taken aback, and I looked over my shoulder in case she was addressing someone else, but there was no one else. We. Sorry, can you say that again? Police officer, is it busy? How many people have you gotten tonight? The penny dropped. She thought we were security for the pub. Oh, we don't work here, we're just waiting for our friends. Police officer, haha, sure, you're a joker aren't you? Yes, me neither, I don't work here, I just stole this police car and uniform. Righto, stay safe, call if you need us, see you later. And they drove off. Hi Reddit, this is normally a subreddit I do not frequent, but lucky me I have a story. A bit of info before going in that'll make sense later. I am a severe asthmatic and recently I had to begin treatment to clear my airways of gunk. Currently taking medication to help, but it is causing a lot of chest pain on the side and causing a cough. I left home to go to work early in an attempt to see my girlfriend but found myself out of my work drinks, so a Walmart trip was needed. I got ready and into my work uniform, a light blue shirt with my work logo and job title stitched to the upper left in clear white letters, pants and black shoes. I also had on a dark green sweat jacket on cause cold. I got to Walmart roughly 10 o'clock, put my mask on and hurry in to get in and out. I hurry to the drink aisle and start looking for cherry soda. A lady comes up from behind me and grabs my arm and starts to pull. Hell, I have been looking for one of you assholes for 20 minutes now, take me to insert electronics section item here. Me, a bit taken aback, slide my arm out of her hand and politely inform I do not work at Walmart. She did not like that and started yelling about me being disrespectful and how I am dressed like I am an employee. I start paying little attention to her and found my drink. I start walking away, but this lady grabs me again and starts yelling louder. "L, you little fuck, pay attention to me or you are going to hell. You better help me or I will go to your manager." I roll my eyes and say, "Ma'am, as I said before, I do not work here, please leave me alone, I am in a hurry." She did not like this. She yells "Liar." I point at the words stitched on my shirt. She then lets me go, and me thinking that's it, I say I would help you find one, but I am in a hurry. I try to leave again, but she gets in front of me and says something that I don't recall, because next thing I know she punched my chest, hard. Struggling to breathe already, I black out and dropped the original drink. I come to in front of the store and the lady and the store manager arguing with the police already called. The manager noticed I was moving. "Son, can you say? The police are on the way. Are you okay?" I struggle to answer and just trying to catch my breath. I just look at the manager. Police come, and around that time I am able to talk a bit but get winded just talking. The manager shows the camera footage to the police and I am asked if I wanted to press charges alongside the manager. I say no, I have a bit going on. I just want to get my items and go. I know, stupid. The manager gets an employee to help me get my items. I see the puddle I made. I then get my items, pay and leave the store. Sadly, it was 10 minutes before my shift, so I had to go straight to work. Update, putting this here for those who see this in the future. I called the Walmart and spoke to the manager, who gave me the officer contact info. I then contacted the officer and pressed charges. Explanation why I didn't at the time this happened: I couldn't breathe well. I also wanted to take the medication to get me stable as quickly as I could. I agree with why I should have pressed charges immediately. Also, yes, I am drinking the cherry soda because cherry cough syrup does not taste good, nor does it tastes like cherry. Copied from /r/tales from tech support per the recommendation of a Redditor there. Working for a manufacturer of things that were not medical related, I got a voicemail from an MD screaming about some piece of hardware. Your stupid less than device greater than doesn't work and your voicemail box is not configured. This was on my personal voicemail, which is configured. No phone number, no name, no idea where the call originated from. The only thing I was certain of is that we were not in the business of making medical instruments of any kind. A few similar messages landed in my V-mail in the ensuing week, until I finally managed to answer one of these calls. After calming the caller down, I pieced together what was going on. The medical device in question was a bit of office automation, nothing patient-facing, thank God. The caller described having trouble with this device and calling the phone number on the leaflet that came in the shipping carton with said device. That phone number was misprinted, and thousands of these devices were shipped with a bogus tech support number. The number printed on the paper was one of my 500-D.I.D. office phone numbers, coincidentally unused, with no -T and actual physical phone and no voicemail box. Those few callers that managed to leave me messages simply pounded 0 until my employer's admin assistants, there were 3 sharing call answering duties, answered. They apparently didn't question why IT support requests were coming in on an outside line, they merely forwarded the call to my number. Until the day I ripped that -PBX phone system off the wall, that -D and phone number still had an outgoing message in my malodorous dulcetone: "You've reached less than not the company you think you called. Greater than please note that we do not make the device for which you are attempting to get support. That company misprinted their documentation and gave you the wrong number. For support on your less than device greater than please call less than medical devices company on the other side of town greater than at 3030 XXXX. That was a fun call with their IT department. I decided I should speak tech to tech, rather than try to explain it all to their marketing or quality staff. A few tales from tech support quality anecdotes were shared while we brainstormed the solution on my end and while she started rattling cages in her own shop. TL, Doctor, forensics exercise in support of irate medical doctors and their office staff, who were calling the wrong number for tech support. This was nothing special, but was a WTF experience. I was visiting an associated section in our organization and knew the people in that section, at least in passing. As I walked by his desk, the admin assistants asked me, "Hey up, what work status is, female employee, on?" I'm trying to do the time cards. Me, hey, admin assistant AA, I really have no idea. I don't work down here. AA, well, I really need to know what status she's on because we're closing out the work week. Me, I'd love to tell you, but I work upstairs, not down here. AA, but what's her work status? I'm trying to finish the time cards. Me, that's a great question for someone who actually works down here. AA, but I need to know her work status. Can you tell me that? Me, I could tell you the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow, but I have no idea what her work status is because I don't work down here. Monty Python reference. AA, huh? Oh. So what's her work status? Me, I think we're just going to have to chalk that up as one of the great mysteries of the universe, I said, and then broke eye contact and walked away. There's no Karen in this story. It's just a fun little story. My wife and I went to the Renaissance Festival last weekend. For non-USanians, it's a chance to pretend you're back in the times of knights and jousting and wenches. We dressed in costume because hey, why not, right? The wife wanted one of those hair things. Not a tiara or a diadem, but like a floral circlet, wreath with chiffon and ribbons cascading down the back. So we went into this one shop. It was one of the more popular and well-stocked shops. We spent a lot of time in there, and it was packed with fairgoers. I felt like I was in the way, so I melted into a little alcove near the counter and waited for my sweet wife. One of the customers looked my way, held up a circlet, and asked me, "Do you have these in orange?" I couldn't believe my luck. After 11 months of reading I Don't Work Here Lady, it actually happened to me. But it was perfectly understandable, me in costume, standing near the counter, looking like I was waiting to help someone, right? So I bowed and said, "I'm sorry, I don't work here. I'm just standing here, looking good." I meant to say, "waiting for milady," but the words, "looking good," lurched past the rational part of my brain and jumped out of my mouth before I could stop them. The customer looked me up and down, nodded approvingly, and then turned to the damsel standing behind the counter and asked her for help instead.